Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Okay. Welcome to Tipsy Whiskey Shenanigans. I'm Steven. Today we drink light whiskey. If life allows us to drink light whiskey, because today's been a freaking day. Today has been a freaking day. Dear Lord. Me look at. We're gonna bear with me, guys. There we go. There we go. Y'all can see me a little bit better now. No, Dan R, I'm just having a shit moment, which when Trev comes on, I'll show you guys why. Just gonna wait for a sec. It's been a very eventful last 20-30 minutes. And I'm drinking some solid, sticking with the theme of light whiskey, Barrel Dovetail, because I like the shit out of this bottle. The more I get into light whiskey, the more I'm starting to really like that bottle. I didn't care for it at first. Now, starting to really like it. Bubble Bath Bourbon says light whiskey. Heck yeah. Tonight, we're going to bring on Trev Wilson when he gets in here. We're going to talk about some light whiskey. We're going to talk about good old light whiskey, which I'm freaking excited about. Yeah, sorry about the technical difficulties, guys. Nice to see you, Peter and Dan. Was sent here from Bourbon Note. How you doing? Cheers, Major G. We're doing pretty good. Hope you guys are doing the same. Man, I feel like my focus is off. We're gonna test a few things here. There we go. Things are looking a little bit better. Like I said, it's been a shit the last 20 minutes, but we made it, and we are only a minute late, which is, for me, pretty freaking surprising, because I'm always late. I mean, most of y'all already know that. But yeah, nice to see you, Major G. What are we drinking, everyone? What the heck are we getting into? Sugar Kitty, meow. Cheers, nice to see ya. I like the Dovetail as well. A little pricey, but not bad. I think nowadays, so Barrel, with everything growing in pricing, Barrel used to be overpriced. I think now it's relatively fair. I mean, $85. It's not great, but it's not like, that's too much either. I mean, in my opinion, at least. Barrels and Bark. Cheers, nice to see ya. What are you sipping on tonight? I sent out the package to you yesterday, so you should be getting it pretty soon, and you'll be able to come on our live stream and we can talk about some Arizona whiskey and some whiskey from wherever you're at. I already honestly forgot. I'm terrible with everything. Gordon Murphy. Dear Lord. Gordon Murphy. Cheers. Nice to see you, man. Got Jeff Sly. Greetings from North Carolina. Hey. Nice to see you, man. Long time no see. Hey, Barrels and Bark. I recognize you. Cheers, Bourbon Note. Nice to see you, man. Wild Turkey 101, my usual starter. Heck yeah. That's what I was going to start with. But like I said, it's been a wild last 20 minutes. So I was like, you know what? Let's drink something that's a little bit above our usual drinking price point, which is Barrel Dovetail. We're from Arizona. Well, I'm from Arizona. I always say we're because I originally started this with a friend, but now it's pretty much just me, and he occasionally comes on, like last week. But yeah, I'm from Arizona. Minnesota, eh? I don't know if people talk like that. I just know that's how people talk, like when they're in Minnesota on TV. So, Dickel 15 year. Nice. I'm sending yours tomorrow. Oh, sweet. South Dakota. I don't think I've tried a lot of whiskey from South Dakota, so I'm excited. I'm pretty freaking excited. Got some people from North Carolina. Bullet single barrel to start, a solid MGP every time. Yeah, I really like Bullet. I don't love their like typical Bullet stuff, but I'm a huge fan of, Bullet as a whole. Yep. Just a few minutes. Awesome. Nice to gather on a Wednesday. Ooh, Tim, I also just sent your stuff yesterday too. Yeah, I sent out 4 packages. Also, we are doing a giveaway tonight. We are going to be doing a giveaway of my favorite Obtainium light whiskey that we'll be drinking tonight, which is going to be the 67.2% ABV. What's the age statement on this? I think this is a 16-year-old one. Let me see without hurting myself. Oh no, it's 14 years old. 14-year-old pick. Good thing I poured the sample of it already. But yeah, we'll be doing a giveaway of that, a 2-ounce sample of that, as well as a Glencairn with my logo on it. $5 gets you 1 entry. I'll do randomizer at the end. Typical giveaway shit. Some Obtainium light whiskey for this. Yeah, I mean, we'll be drinking some Obtainium light whiskey. Excuse me. Most of my Obtainium light whiskey or all of it actually, is from the Bourbon Wrenches picks with Obtainium. So I don't really have much say as far as like, do they do good stuff, or is Trev just really good at picking things? I don't know. I haven't tried enough to like give a real opinion either which way. That being said, I freaking enjoyed the crap out of every single one, especially for the price point, because they're like 15, 6-year-old picks for like 60, 70 bucks or something like that. Maybe 80. I don't know. At this point, I throw my credit card whenever Trev does anything, because I love the heck out of that dude. 910. Okay. I'm working on an American single malt from I'm assuming NC, that's North Carolina, I think. Bear Fight. That sounds exciting. I love American single malts. Fantastic. Bullet Rye is MGP. Bullet Bourbon is not. I thought Bullet Bourbon was MGP, 4 Roses, a blend of their own. Really depends on the single barrel, right? I could be wrong though. I don't know. I like Bullet. I like most MGP nowadays. That's from 2022, doing basically the concept of last year or last week, also last year subsequently. We're kind of doing a looking back, and that's probably like my whiskey journey. That's like the one thing I've really taken away outside of American single malts. I like MGP now. I didn't used to care for it, but man, oh man, I like myself some MGP. Yeah, we got a lot of people from the east side of the country here. Like it's east and west side. There's not a lot of people who are like central, outside of like Texas. Russell's Reserve 10. I like that. I don't love it. I used to love it. It's kind of grown out on me. Where MGP has grown in, Russell's 10, I just think it's a little bit too low proof. Northern MN, does that mean Minnesota or no? Yeah, that would be Minnesota. I'm terrible with all this stuff, so yeah. Absolutely talk like that. The rest of us aren't quite that bad. Okay, yeah, that tracks. Nice, looking forward to it. Yeah, I hope you let me know what you think about all that. I tried to send as many samples as I possibly could to give you like a general array of what's like available here. I might just happen to have that wrench pick when it comes to Obtainium. Yeah, I have 3 of their Obtainium picks, which looks like we have Trev in here right now. Let me get my headphones. That makes sense. Okay. Are you ready for this?
What's up, dude?
What's up? Welcome back. Welcome.
Hold on, let me get you over here.
For those of you who do not know who this is, link down below. This is Trev Wilson, the Bourbon Wrench. Literally the guy who stole my, YouTube setup. I had
Bro.
it first and he stole it. No, just kidding. It's totally the other way around.
And you know what? It's about to change even more. You want to know why?
Okay.
I got this box.
What is that?
Another shelf. It's just going to be a wall.
Are you getting your shelves off of Amazon?
Yeah.
I think we bought the same exact shelves.
What's the brand?
HSH or something like that?
Yep, same exact one.
Yeah, it's the nicest one.
It's real wood.
Yeah, it's real wood. Holds like, I think the description, even though it looks a little like, like maybe not the best.
Yeah.
It looks a little like scammy, I guess would be the best way. It's
but
like,
it's totally legit. Totally.
Yeah,
legit.
no, they hold a shitload of whiskey. But yeah, I bought those. I plan on buying 2 more of them to go along the sides to make it kind of like a U.
Yeah.
And then building another shelf on the top. But that's when we get money.
I have this whole empty wall over here, and I was like, I could just put another one there, but I kind of like having, I don't want the whole room just to be freaking whiskey.
Yeah.
So just figured this wall will do it.
Yeah. I need something to do with these sides right here that are just empty. Now that I push the camera as far back in the room as I can.
Yeah.
I need something to do right here on the sides, but we'll figure that out.
I mean, it looks pretty good.
Nerd, I have some very shitty news.
All right.
And this is why I'm flustered as shit and I'm really pissed off. Legitimately
I can't wait.
Setting up 10 minutes before this live stream.
What?
Both of the Obtanian picks, the ones I liked, I kind of like the younger one, but like it's okay. That being said, I was able to save a wee bit of this one.
How did that happen?
I have a really large dog who's an asshole, and I'm not happy about him right now. But my studio smells like really expensive light whiskey. I mean, pretty good smell, but like I'm very pissed,
dude.
Because I had
a match.
Yeah, I know, right? I had 2 pours out of each one, and they were like really small pours too. I did a pour just to try them, a pour for my end of the year blind with everything, and then I was saving the rest for this, so I wouldn't get like a huge opinion outside of the fact that I like this one, which is subsequently the one I have a 2-ounce sample that's a giveaway, and then this, like a very small amount left in this 240 milliliter flask. So I have like 100 milliliters of it left. I'm beyond pissed off right now, but
I can't believe you. I mean, I can't believe your dog.
I know.
It's your fault.
I know.
Are we just jump? Is that what we're drinking now?
Well, I have this. I have this, and then a little bit of Kira's Revenge left. So we can try 2 of the 3 I was planning on drinking.
We could start with that.
Yeah. And I'm drinking Barrel Dovetail as well, because I'm pissed off.
What do you think of Barrel Dovetail?
I like it. I didn't care for it at first, but now that I'm drinking more light whiskey and I'm getting used to light whiskey, I'm starting to like it more.
I will say, light whiskey honestly varies more than I thought it would. Like the first couple that I had were like they tasted the exact same to me, and I didn't really care for it. And then I got a good one, and was like, "Whoa, you can actually make this stuff good."
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is the age. Like you need the age impact or the age influence, because with these picks, the beautiful broken ass bottle. With these picks, like they blew my mind compared to this one. This one I was like, eh.
Yeah, I mean,
like, no offense, I know you picked it. Like
I didn't make it.
I know.
They're totally different. I will say that. I freaking love this, but I can see it's so different. Like, I don't know it's its own thing. Like, I would even say I mean, it is the age, because it's like saying a 2-year-old bourbon versus a 14-year-old bourbon. You can't even almost classify them being similar.
Yeah. So what I will say, though, my opinions with light whiskey are ever changing the more you do picks, because we don't get light whiskey here. I have no light whiskey on my shelves outside of this Barrel Dovetail, and I guess now
Barrel
this bottle.
Dovetail's light whiskey?
Or, well, it's a blend of it's a blend of bourbon and light whiskey.
Okay.
And then it's finished. So there's a whole lot of shit going on, more than the actual light whiskey is. But like, this was my first light whiskey, and then the 2 bottles that subsequently got broke like 30 minutes ago were my next 2.
I have several. We don't really get them either, in terms of like, you don't just walk in the store and be like, oh, this person just put out light whiskey. The only one that I actually did that for was Penelope came out with a light whiskey, but it was like a limited thing because it's gone.
Yeah.
So a lot of the light whiskey, though, is coming from like ultra aged light whiskey. Light whiskey is not supposed to be that.
Yeah.
That was never the intention of it. So
the good light whiskey.
Yeah. Like that was not the intention, was to age this. So it was kind of something we stumbled upon, and we're like, holy crap, it's actually not worthless anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause it was supposed to be it was the whiskey version of the turn of the century, like when it was the 90s going into the 2000s, everyone wanted vodka, so they were like, oh well, we'll make whiskey that's kind of like vodka but not really.
They would distill the piss out of it and then proof it down to like 80 and say, here you go.
Yeah, basically making more vodka.
Yep.
Like a more expensive version of vodka,
slightly aged, like aged vodka.
Which I've never understood why someone would prefer clear spirit over like an aged spirit, because I just think there's so much good shit that happens on in the barrel. Like, I've never had a non-aged spirit that I like more than an aged version of it.
True. Yeah, I couldn't.
Even tequila. I don't like tequila. But like tequila. I'll take any like Reposado tequila over a Blanco.
See, I know nothing about tequila other than...
Neither do I.
I'm going to make a margarita.
Fair enough.
I found like the best $10 bottle I can find, and I'm going to use that.
Ooh. I really like this though. Like, I really wish... I'm so pissed off, dude. You have no idea.
Because of how... This, and then going to that, like, holy crap, the difference is quite stark.
Yeah. What I would say, this is good bones. Like, it's sweet, it's easy. There's a nice bit of ethanol, but it's not overwhelming. It's very caramel. A little bit of like a oak influence in there, but like, that's it. It's mostly just like this really solid, proofy caramel vanilla bomb.
Yes, it's literal to me. It's just like boozy icing, vanilla icing that's very hot. Like, you feel it. You drink light whiskey, you're like, my chest feels like I have pressure on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what the heck?
You get a solid Kentucky hug, but it doesn't burn my throat or anything. It's not like aggressive here. It's aggressive right here compared to most whiskeys. I don't get it, but I'm okay with it. Yeah,
it almost like, this stuff is crazy in terms of, I think it is because it's so sweet and it's, I don't know, it's not aggressive to where you just keep drinking it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you
it's dangerous.
Drink it like that because then you die.
But then you die. I die. No, like that's the best way I could describe it. Like, I have to mentally take notes that I'm drinking this while I'm drinking it, because outside of like what it does in my chest, it's easy for what is this? 64.2% ABV. Like,
and the other ones
supposed
are
to
like
be that easy.
The other ones are 67, almost 68, and they're freaking like that.
Yeah, like outside of the chest hug, drinking it, it's like drinking like 110 proof bourbon
Mm-hmm.
because the flavor profile is just so easy and sweet.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
why I
Yeah.
even went with that one, was light whiskey drinks under its proof.
I
Yeah,
would
shoot,
say.
even some of like the hazmat ones, dude, it's dangerous.
Yeah, I had some hazmat corn whiskey from Iron Root that felt the same exact way. Because corn, I mean, corn whiskey, it's kind of similar outside of the fact that it's distilled super high, but the flavor profile, it's sweetness.
Yeah.
Like you lose all that rye content and whatnot that like makes a spicier bourbon. So it's all
Yeah.
just that like sweetness pretty much. And dude, I had like a 142 proof Iron Root Hubris and it drank like water. I mean, not water, but like going from like a 115 proof to that, it was easier to drink that over the
Yep.
115.
Do you think maybe what's deceiving is like it is the lack of rye? So the proof is so much that maybe our brain like interprets that ethanol is rye or something, and we're just like, oh, I can do this. If that makes sense. Like the ethanol is the spiciness that we're used to getting on a normal rye content.
Yeah. Like we're so used to drinking traditional bourbon at like 115 proof. It's having that similar effect because let's be honest, most cask strength whiskey nowadays is like 110 to like 120, which I think is phenomenal. I don't really need much more than 120 nowadays, unless if I'm going for some sort of like one singular pour for the night and I just want to nerd out and shit. But like most of the days, I'm taking like a bottle and dumping it in. I'm drinking it out of this mostly just so I can portion control and I know how much I'm drinking, but I'm not really getting all nerdy with it. I'm just sipping and enjoying life.
Yeah, I found myself doing that too. I think maybe everyone kind of, I don't know, if when you're getting into it, I feel like it's a path that you take. You're into what you're into, and then you start discovering barrel proof, and then you get into barrel proof, and then it's like the cool thing to be like, I have to drink, give me the hottest thing ever. And look what I can do. I can drink it. And then like, you go over the hill and you're like, you know what? Maybe I don't enjoy that as much as a good 115.
Yeah. Just for normal sipping.
Is like my money spot right now.
115s?
Yeah, just like you're like the MGP cask strength range, which is like less than 120.
Yeah, it's that Makers, which hey, I'm starting to get into Makers picks and Makers finishing series. I don't know where it came from, but man, like I'm starting to actually enjoy specific wheaters. Like Larceny, no, you can keep that shit. But Makers finishing picks, I like.
Have you tried the latest batches of the barrel proof?
I've tried one from last year. I think it's A122 or B122, or you know what I mean. I did try the most recent batch, but I have one up over there and I don't really care for it.
I've heard like it's actually absurd how many people were like, you need to try the freaking Larceny C922 because it's the best. And I've been liking the other one from last year that I've had way better than the 21s. Some of those batches were pure garbage. I think it's just come on, taste changes all the time. So you could just dislike something for a while. Then all of a sudden it's like, you go back to it and you like it now.
Yeah.
The palate's changed.
Yeah. That's why I never get rid of a lot of my whiskey that I don't totally love in the moment. I've only ever gotten rid of the shit that I'm like, this is heinous. I want nothing to do with this. Like, I'll give it to a friend. I don't really drain pour. The only time I ever drain pour,
friends.
Yeah. Hey, well, when they're dumping it in Diet Coke, it doesn't really matter. But like a bottle, I'm not going to touch ever because I'm like hands off at that point. But for example, this bottle didn't care for when I first bought it, which was rough because it's like a $90 bottle. Now I kind of enjoy it.
And that's the Dovetail?
Yeah. which a lot of people loved, but I just didn't really care for it that much. Given I got it like 2 years after its whole come out party and everyone went bananas about it.
I still haven't tried. I've heard like part of me wants to try it, but I'm like, dang, I don't want to spend $90 on something. Like I'm scared to try it.
Yeah. It's whiskey finished in rum, port, and cab barrels, which I think is solid. It's bourbon and a light whiskey blend that's then finished in rum, port, and cab barrels. Like I don't really have issues with any of those, but it does have a like light whiskey back end, and you need to acknowledge that going in.
Yeah, that's weird. It's really weird. Like what? Let's throw in some light whiskey on top of all of that.
I know, and they didn't age state it or anything, so it's not like it was gonna like give them something great. Maybe they finished the light whiskey in one of those things, and then they were like, okay, well, neither. Maybe it was like a rum and port finished bourbon, and then a light whiskey finished in cab barrels, and they together or on their own they were like, but then together they came to be really solid.
I don't know. It makes me wonder. Like, I really wish I could just watch how they decide what we're gonna do. You know, like, was it in like on paper in the beginning, like, hey, let's do something and throw light whiskey into it?
Well, let's be honest. If you were a manufacturer of whiskey and you just happen to stumble on something that was gold, that was a total cluster F to begin with. Like, say you did that and you're like, oh, these are both going to be great on their own. They come out of the cask and you're like, dude, these are garbage. But then you just like, you're trying to save them and you build something that's incredible through blending. Like, are you going to say that was dumb luck? Or are you going to say, I'm a freaking god? I know what I'm doing.
I meant to do that. This was all of our intentions. The story isn't going to go, we messed up, but it turned out to be amazing. Here you go.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
never that. Because that doesn't sell. This was me fixing a mistake. That doesn't sell. This was me using all of my years of experience to create something magnificent. That sells.
I don't know. I would buy it if I came across a bottle and said, this is not what I intended to do, but it turned out great. Here you go. I'd be like, awesome.
Yeah. I mean, me personally, but like, think of the average consumer who's not really too nerdy in the weeds of the whole industry.
Yeah.
Like the kind of person who still hunts like Weller and Buffalo Trace 24/7 for more than just like videos. Because I'm constantly always looking for like Buffalo Trace products I don't have, just because I know they're going to get clicks if I do a review or something on them, or if
we
they
don't
show
even
up
get
in
them
a
in the
video.
States, so I don't go for them.
I passively look for them. So if I see one on the shelves for a good price, I'll pick it up. But that's happened like twice over the last 3 years. So
what, Weller Special Reserve?
No,
on the market.
I have Weller 12, and that's it. Yep, right. Wait, there we go. It's reversed on this screen. There, I think. One of those twos is Weller 12.
Be a shame if your dog jumped up there and knocked that shelf down.
I'm more pissed off about the Obtainium light whiskeys than I don't think I would really give a shit if he broke that Weller 12. Because I've already made content. It has no value to me at this point. I should start doing giveaways with that whiskey.
Good old Weller 12. I've never owned a dang Weller 12. I want to, just so I have all I need, this is a very big need. The Weller 12, a freaking goddamn Weller single barrel. And then my little, color collection will be done.
So that's you're never gonna finish.
I know. Every raffle I went to this year had one Weller single barrel, and it was like the first person got it every time.
After my last review this Tuesday, I want a Weller Full Proof, just because I put it up against a Maker's 46 cash strength, and the Weller Full Proof slapped. Given it was a pick, I had a 1 ounce sample of it, but it slapped the ever living shit out of Maker's 46 cash strength. which I think is a phenomenal pour.
I've had 2 different picks. One of them considerably better than the other one. Like the first one I had was like, wow, Weller Full Proof sucks. Like, this is, why do people even care about this? And then I get the second one and I'm like, I don't know, maybe they tried this one first because it's really good.
Mm-hmm. So, Bourbon Note Ben says, I get Bitto honey vibes on an Titanium Light whiskey. I mean, caramel, honey, vanilla, same, but different, but still same. Close enough.
Are we talking just any Obtainium?
I would say a general flavor profile. Although the other ones here, do you want to get into Carissa's Revenge? Because that's the only other one I have. Because your Shady's back pick is currently making my house smell flammable.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm so disappointed you guys already sold out, even though like I'm happy for you, but like, god dang it, I want more of these.
I'll have to see. Like, I can ask our dude. I think what we do, and I don't know what their plans are, so this could be totally a lie.
No worries.
But we do like hold some back. And I think he does that for people, like when we ship them all out and it's like, dude, my bottles, arrived destroyed.
Broke. Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, well, we sold out. Tough luck.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's kind of something like that. So he holds some back. Now, what he does with those after that, I do not know.
Well, if you have any more, you know where to find me because I desperately want these.
I can always ask him and be like,
okay,
what do we do with those?
Mm-hmm.
And then like, shoot, we can consider this. It got destroyed in transit.
Yeah, transit to my mouth. No, So if anyone was paying attention closely, like you saw my reaction compared to the 6-year-old one to that. I instantly put it down. I was like, dude, that is phenomenal compared. There is so much more going on. There is still that huge ethanol burst. So this doesn't, where this one was smelled and was drinking like a 115 proof barrel strength bourbon.
The color difference is actually a lot more insane too. Like, this is not dark for a 14-year-old whiskey, but for a light whiskey, it's insane.
Yeah, let's compare those hydration charts.
Well,
yeah, there's a huge color difference. You won't be able to see it on camera.
I can see,
but there's a color difference.
The one on the right,
you can see it on camera too.
Yeah, you would be.
This
you
one
be worried.
is so much darker.
You need to be worried if your pee is like that.
Yeah, this is like normal. It's like, yeah, you probably should drink a little bit more water, but you're not going to. And then this is like, dude, you forgot your Camelback on the Ruck March. It's like, and you're gonna die.
Drink all night the night before.
Yeah, take a knee and drink. Yeah, Shredward transit to my mouth. Yep, that's exactly what happened. You still have light whiskey on you, buddy. I think my dog just wanted to booze. No big deal.
Man, I love all of our picks, but these are, and I think I'm changing because when I first picked these, I was all in on the other one. But now that I got them,
the Shady's back.
Yeah, I've kind of like flipped the script.
Yeah.
This one is crazy.
I like this one better, which thankfully I already poured a 2-ounce sample of it before the bottles were broke because this one's my favorite. Tell
me though how almost, and I guess really coming off the heels of that the other one there, it almost like the light whiskey characteristic of it is so much subdued, I think, from the age compared to the other one.
Yeah, there's so much oak influence on this that it's starting to get to like a funky point. This is at the tail end or the start of like where things potentially could start going bad. Like I think if you left this in a barrel for like a year or two more, this would have gone way too much bitter oak because it starts getting
Yeah.
bitter about like a quarter through the palate. It starts getting a little bit bitter, but there's so much oak influence. It's wild.
I think it could have turned into a wet log. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, well, there's the man himself, Gene. Gene is also he's a strict proponent for the Shady's back as being the best.
Well, too bad I can't argue because thanks, Bruno, you freaking asshole. I'm so upset. I'm going solely off of memory, and I don't remember. They were very close and similar. I just think maybe off of memory, this one was a wee bit on the sweeter side.
Here, I'm gonna pour a hint. I've already tried a little bit of this a second ago.
I know, I'm not gonna lie, like I really did A-B them two together because for my blind, I was gonna try to see which one I liked more for like end of year because I was only gonna do the one. And honestly, I kind of just was like, I like this one a little bit better, but I don't think I really put a specific note on why I liked it.
Yeah. I mean, come
they're
on.
so close.
It's light whiskey. Okay.
Yeah.
This isn't like a dictionary of notes. It's kind of like you get what you get.
Yeah.
And you think you're gonna think it's really good, or you don't.
Yeah. There's heavy caramels and vanillas, a nice like spicy oak, and then it becomes a sweet oak, and then a little bit bitter towards the end. Actually, a lot of it bitter. Maybe a little bit of like a baking chocolate and bitterness, like bitter baking chocolate.
I'm bummed that you broke these because I just came up with a note, and you can't even tell me because it's gone.
I'm just gonna lick the inside of the glass.
Man. Almost, and I have gotten this note on other light whiskeys.
Mm-hmm.
Is almost, I almost want to say like black licorice.
Oh, like an anise or like a sweet, like an earthy black licorice or a ridiculously sweet like black licorice candy.
I like that, like a sweet black licorice candy. Where it's like, to me, it's so confused. Like, I don't even want to call it black licorice because it is so vanilla. In my mind, I've never had a vanilla bean. And you know how like the picture of vanilla, it comes with the little brown sprig attached to? In my mind, that black licorice note is what my mind thinks eating that entire vanilla plant would taste like. If that makes sense.
Yeah, so going off of the Carissa's Revenge bottle, I kind of get what you mean a little bit. Not entirely. It's like black licorice, but I would say it's more of like an earthy black licorice.
No, yeah. Carissa's Revenge is way more subdued, like that, like you said, kind of earthy versus the other one. It's
that earthy black licorice, but then you drizzled and covered it in as much sugar as you possibly could. Like you're baking sugar cookies, your elbow knocks over the bag of sugar and it just into the barrel of whiskey.
And then you picked it up, you rubbed it into some vanilla, and then put it back into the sugar, so it's a double layer.
Yeah. She's thick with some sugar. Okay.
A what?
She's thick with some sugar.
Cheese stick?
She is thick with some sugar.
Dude, I thought you said a cheese stick with sugar, and I'm like, I don't know what you guys eat, but this is not okay.
Have you ever felt that way when you're trying whiskey or when you're like nerding out and trying to just like explain what you're getting in that whiskey and you're like, it's like this, but like with that and that and that and that, and you're like, when you combine all the things together, you're like, dude, that sounds disgusting.
like literally every video I do, my tasting notes just turn straight into I'm just describing food in desserts.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I just described a dessert I've never had.
Yeah, it's either I'm describing it into like food characteristics, or I'm just using very rudimentary notes like it's vanilla, it's cherries.
Well,
And I'm
come
like,
on, it's true.
I know,
It's
I
literally
know.
what you should, if you drink a bourbon and like that's not part of the notes, lawn clippings and no, like that's what happens when you put whiskey in a barrel.
Yeah, I think the three notes, or so like the three primary notes we've had for this light whiskey has been like sweetness, which I'm going to combine in the umbrella of like vanilla, caramel, honey. I think that's a little fair. And then oak, which is like bitter oak, whatever. Yep. And then licorice. And then I said a little bit of chocolate. So that's like 4 different notes for so far 3 bottles. They're just different variations of those specific.
Yes, different variations of that is very key. And but come on, it's light whiskey. That's what you're going to get. Same reason why you get the same notes when you talk about bourbon.
Yeah,
you have this like core DNA for a lot of them, and then you have branches off of there. How is it different? Well, what kind of vanilla is that?
Yeah, butterscotch bomb. That's another. I usually just say caramel, but I have enjoyed butterscotch is a better.
Butterscotch bomb. See, I've definitely I'm gonna have to grab another light whiskey.
Yeah, I really want to get some more like ultra age light whiskey.
Here's this one. This is the Penelope.
Ooh.
13
yeah, so
year.
Those are 2 things I want to get this new year. Some more light whiskey, and I want to try some Penelope. Even though I know Penelope is literally just like a east side of the country version of like Smoke Wagon.
But you know,
but like I want some.
I get what you're saying, but then again, dude, no. They're so different. I'm telling you, man. Like,
well, they have different
Smoke Wagon
blenders,
has its own taste. Like I think Penelope does too.
Yeah, I'm actually a pretty big fan of Smoke Wagon, despite not really owning much of their bottles. Mostly because when I buy a bottle, I drink a bottle.
Well, what do you have? They only have a couple dang offerings.
Well, right now I only have their their small batch. So they're like low proof one.
Shoot, so like I like that one.
I like that one. I like their bottled and bond whatever, and then I like their barrel proofs. I almost bought it uncut, unfiltered, the younger.
Yeah.
The other the other day, but like I just decided not to.
Was it $40?
I think it was probably around $45-$50.
It's totally worth it to me.
Yeah.
It's especially as like it's in the perfect proof range of I'm gonna drink some barrel proof, but I don't. It's one of those like chilling, like you bring that bottle out and let's watch some football, and we'll freaking slam some freaking barrel proof.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how Doc Swinson's. There have been my like MGP love this year. Their blenders cut.
I fall in love with Doc Swinson. I went back to the store and bought another Doc Swinson the other day. A backup.
Hanging, I saw it at Total Wine. They only had the one, so it's probably gone by now, but it's worth it. No, Doc Swinson's, man, oh man. They've been my favorites.
I think their exploratory casks that they're doing is like just awesome. They're trying things that are like no one's ever heard of just to see. And then all their other stuff just tastes good. So it's like, it's a win-win-win.
Yeah, my only gripe and complaint as far as Doc Swinson's go is the Alter Ego low proof one is like $65 and the high proof one is like $75.
On which one?
The Alter Ego, the triple cask finish one. Yep. because I think that's a phenomenal pour, but I would love to see it at like $50 to $60. Like 50, 55.
Are you talking about the barrel strength version?
No, the 95 proof one.
How much does that cost you?
It's 65 here.
Jesus, it did go up here recently. It used to be on the shelf here for 40.
Okay. Yeah, and that's like, a phenomenal price
exactly,
for that.
Yeah, that's what
that's
you want.
An amazing whiskey. I really like it. It's a really good low proof finish whiskey, but it just needs to be cheaper in my area for me to like truly love it.
Well,
I need that barrel strength though.
I say this. It's just went up. Like I went to the store the other day because I just finished mine, and I was like, I'm gonna get another Alter Ego just because I like drinking it. $54 now.
Yeah, so like, I think as far as the market's gone, I think 54 is a fair price for that bottle.
Yeah, but come on, you know what I mean. You're used to getting it for 40, and then you go in there. Oh, come on, dude! You just jumped up $20.
When Rare Breed breached $50, I cried. The other day I saw 1910 for $65, and I was like, "What the shit? I used to get this for $49.99."
See, I'm not seeing price increases. Like Rare Breed did a price increase around me, but this was like like a year ago, and I was like, it's fair. Like I called that one, but everything else has been relatively the same. Knob Creek single barrel I've seen go up, like just the 120, like the 9-year 120 proof. I think it went up.
Yeah, mine used to be 49, and then now I think they're $59.99.
Yeah, I think that's what it. I think ours was lower than that. I think ours was like $44, and then now it's sitting at 60. I don't know what the 12-year is, because wasn't the 12-year supposed to be 60?
The 12-year for me is still 65 in my area, but that's probably going to go up. Rare Breed for $59.69 in New Jersey. Oof, that's rough, man. Because it's still like $55.60 here. I wouldn't want to pay $70 for that ever, though.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I think light whiskey is one of those bottles that, like, I remember not liking this all that much, and then now I like it.
I think it's a mindset thing.
But I remembered liking this one more, and then I get the bottles, and I'm like, I like this one. It's almost like you just have to revisit it every so often to see what you think about it.
Well, everything in this game is so subjective. That's why, oh, man, I get so triggered sometimes when people leave comments, be like, "You're so wrong because you didn't get this flavor profile note or something." And it's like, bro, it's subjective. It doesn't matter. Shut the fuck up. Oh, there's first F word of the live stream. Let's not make it a second one.
I can't believe you held up those broken bottles and didn't say a single word.
Oh, because at that point man, this happened like, so we went live 6 o'clock my time. This happened at like 5:40. The first 10 minutes, I was like, F this, F that, blah, blah, blah. What the, I was losing my mind. And then like around 5 minutes till we went live, I was like, okay, it's mostly cleaned up. I mean, do you know how much a bottle of whiskey on your floor looks like? Because I'm in about, I would say, we're going to be generous and say this is a 200 square foot room, maybe 300 squares. Like those are the sides of the walls. Right in front of me, this is me almost touching the walls by I'm about like 1.5 feet from the wall with my hands.
So it looks like the same. It's like the same size as my room.
Yeah. So dropping that, and our floors are tile here. So dropping that on the floor, the amount, I was worried that it was going to blow up my power box, for my actual work computer, the little power strip thing, because the whiskey spread everywhere. The amount of whiskey that's in 2 bottles is so much.
So what did you say your floors are what?
Tile.
Tile.
So they're hard as hell. That's why it broke when they were knocked off the
Okay. I
table.
was gonna say because we have carpet in all the rooms, and then like hardwood and all the rest of the house. So
Yeah, our renovation goals are hardwood, and then I'm gonna do stall mats on top of the hardwood eventually
okay,
for this like rubbery stall mats or like gym flooring type thing for this entire room eventually. I just, money.
with the carpet, I've had a bottle like fall from up here and just it's like a little safety blanket.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
kind of bloop.
This is so my entire whiskey time I've been in a place with hardwood floors and then a place with like that fake bougie linoleum floors. The fake bougie linoleum floors, the only thing a bottle of whiskey ever did there was rip one of the linoleum tiles. And the bottle just kind of bounced on it. And it was fine. The hardwood floor never broke a bottle. Day one of me moving into here. Oh yeah, this is the guy.
I was gonna say, is that the culprit? Bro, I am so nervous right now.
You're an asshole. Sorry, I lost my earphone, so I didn't hear anything you said.
I was fully expecting to see glasses freaking fly off the table.
Nah, he's not that much of a like monster. It's just when he gets energetic and he like launches himself because he's I think he's like 100 pounds. When he stands up, his like arms go up to here, and I'm 6'1", so like I'm not short. His arms shouldn't come up to here when he's like full on stretch mode. It's when he decides to turn it on, it becomes a nightmare.
Well,
but
dude,
that's just him.
You broke the bottles. The dog did not do that.
Yeah, I put them on the table. That was on me.
So what? Pick a pour. We gotta have something.
Here, let me finish the Septanium.
I'll let you. We gotta find something similar.
So I don't have any Penelope. I don't want to do makers.
All right.
Because I know that's easy
everyone
for
does
you.
makers because I like makers. Like do that.
You're a makers fanboy, like I'm like an American single malt fanboy or something like that.
I just like their stuff.
Yeah. Well,
people have made me more of a fanboy than I'm actually a fanboy.
My favorite makers things are the private select picks.
Yeah,
I think those are the best. Yeah, if you find good ones. From the ones I've had one that was bad, but then 4 or 5 that were really good picks. I just didn't buy them because finances.
Some of them are like, I don't know if I've ever had like a bad one or anything, but I've had some that are just like, there's no freaking difference really. Like this isn't anything special. It's just a maker's bottle.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any Texas whiskey?
Yeah.
What Texas whiskey do you have?
I have a Still Austin.
Which one?
Cask strength.
Okay.
I have a Devil's River.
I don't have that. Oh, hey, why don't we just keep it in the family? Let's do your Sagamore pick. I got 2 of those bottles. Do it like the South and keep it in the family.
I love it. This is you speaking my language now. Where's my Sagamore? Oh. Oh, there it is.
Oh man, don't have any clean Glens. Yeah, so speaking of like my opinions of Doc Swinson's recently are like my trusty MGP bourbon selectors. Sagamore Spirits are now my like trusty MGP rye selectors.
Oh, dude.
I love Sagamore Spirit.
Sagamore Spirit has been absolutely freaking killing it. Like,
I haven't had a bad bottle from them.
Everything they do, like even their regular offering rye is good.
Mm-hmm.
Like the 84 proof bottle is good.
That's their only bottle that's like available that I haven't tried outside of the tequila finish one, just because I haven't had a single good tequila finished whiskey and I don't particularly like tequila. So I'm out at that point.
Yeah, I haven't. I think I have a Doc Swinson sent me some samples of some stuff, and I think one of them is a freaking tequila. I'm really interested, but then again, I'm also like, there's no way that's going to be good.
Yeah, they have one of their exploratory casts was, I think it was tequila finished. And that was the one that hit Arizona. I think they're profiling a bit because, tequila, Arizona, close to Mexico, way to profile us with the exploratory casks. But
I think I got all 6 of the exploratory casks that are supposed to be dropping. That one, though, I was like, hey, I don't want that.
Tim Swoop sent me Balcones single malt that was finished in tequila, and it was okay. But man, like it was still, compared to all the other cask strength Balcones single malts I've had, which I absolutely love, it was a huge letdown compared to those. Like if those were like 8s and whatnot, it was like a solid like 5 or 6.
Look at that.
I'm assuming they charged a lot for that.
Before we move on, Wolf E commented, Devil's River cask strength is awesome, especially when I find it for $30. That's one of those, I guess it's freaking Texas. My buddy brought it up. It's like 2 years old. It was a Total Wine cask strength store pick. It is stupid how good it is.
Devil's River? I've never even
for
heard
30
of that.
Freaking bucks. If he paid $30 for this bottle, I'm going to lose my mind.
I legitimately have one of those shelves. So outside of my American single malts, because I have a few Texas American single malts, but like I have borderline a whole shelf just filled with American or like Texas bourbons and Arizona bourbons.
Really?
Mostly Texas bourbons.
Is
like
there
I
that many
love
Arizona bourbons?
Not really, but so I'm a brand ambassador for like a distillery here, and I have a lot of their stuff. I have a whole shelf of their stuff at this point. It's kind of becoming a problem.
It's like me and my local distillery. I freaking love them.
Yeah, it's like you find them and you're like, okay, you're not as good as like some of the huge big name brands, but it's like, man, you like to support local, and you think they do probably the best out of the entire local area. I don't know.
Hanging AZ, Texas whiskey is a different beast. If you're used to bourbon, it can be different. I would say yes and no.
Don't judge your opinions off of Still Austin, though. Still Austin is what I would call a hybrid. It's like a Kentucky bourbon and a Texas bourbon had a baby and then made Still Austin.
I would say it leans more on just regular Kentucky bourbon.
Yeah.
There's no way I drink that bottle and say, y'all, that's from Texas. It probably wouldn't even be in my list. I would guess any other state before Texas.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Iron Root, like a Harbinger. Those are like, to me, that's Texas.
So speaking of, have you tried a lot of Iron Root?
No, I've had, in my experience of Iron Root was like when we went to the Bastards Ball, like 2018 or 2019. Iron Root was there. A ton of Texas people were there. And to me, it was like that Texas funk was just like table to table. You're like, bro, that's Texas. And I left there, though, with a Harbinger. And that's the only one I've had.
So did you like the Harbinger?
It would, to me, it had that weird, this is Texas funk to it. But it was like, to me, it was like developing away from that, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't, I think Texas blew up and they were putting out a lot of the same tasting crap. And then now I think they were like, hey, I think we have a path we're going to go down. And it was at the start of that path.
Yeah, yeah. They're really North Texas. They're in not Denison, maybe Denison. I don't know. I don't know the geography of Texas, if we're going to be completely honest. I just know they're up towards the north because I was going to go
North
there
Texas.
eventually to tour it and all. Because we have a local guy in our community who basically mules whiskey from Iron Root down back to Arizona because he knows the Larkish family, which are the ones who own Iron Root and make all the whiskey and shit. So I have quite a few of their stuff. Next live stream we do together, I'll send you some Texas. I'll try to get a few more Texas things that I think you'll like because I have probably 2 right now that I'm like, you would probably like these bottles. I have a shit ton of Iron Root samples, but it would be impossible for me to be like, hey, I'm going to try this sample and give you a sample at that
Yeah.
point. Because I have some really, really good samples that have been given to me. But as far as bottles I have 2 really good Texas bottles that I think you'll like that aren't like super Texas.
Well, you know what we should do?
Hmm.
Because I have some Arkansas bourbon, all from the same distillery. So not as much of a variance, but
I can send you some Texas and
we
Arizona
can just compare sample like Texas versus Arkansas.
Mm-hmm. I'm game. Yeah,
Because
Texas.
I know you've never had this crap, and I know I've never had the stuff you're going to just send to me.
Yeah, I'll send you some Arizona stuff too, because I got some Arizona whiskey. There's 3 Arizona distilleries I absolutely, or 2 I really love, and then 1 I'm kind of growing on. As they get older, their product seems to be getting better and better. Still don't love it, but I think it'll get there over time.
See, I think we have 2 distilleries in the state, one of which is like all their own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And shoot, now that bottle I have back there is aged 6 years, like age stated 6 years. So they have their own aged stuff. The other distillery, I think they're sourcing still, or it's very young. And I've never had it, but they have like 3 products, so it's very, infancy. But I'm not going to include them. I'm going to wait till they're good.
Yeah, I would send you 2, probably only like 1. So, oh man, I keep on burping. Del Bach, they make American single malts. They're phenomenal. Great stuff. I enjoy everything they put out. I have 1 single barrel of theirs that I'm like, it's but I don't know if that's on them or if it's on the person who picked the single barrel and just decided to like go F themselves.
Hold on. I got to figure out how to even ask this. American single malt. Like, how old are these bottles?
Loaded question. Good question.
Are they pretty aged though? Like, because
no,
when I think single malt, I'm thinking like, bro, you got to start at 12 or whatever.
They're plus or minus 6 years usually.
Now,
I have some solid 6-year-old stuff. A lot of the stuff from Del Bach, which is probably one of the better American single malt producers in the we'll call it the Southwest region, Texas and Arizona and New Mexico. Their stuff is around 2 to 3 years old. I know Balcones, which is another one. Their stuff is around 4 years old. I think Westward's around 5 or 6. So a lot of the stuff, it's still very young and new. So it takes.
Is the plan for stuff like that though to be like, eventually we're going to be putting out like older stuff?
I think eventually. I just think everything, it takes over time. Yeah, Jeff Sly, I hope I pronounced your name right, says Bear Creek, which is an American single malt he was drinking earlier, is 4 years old. So yeah, I think they're all under 8 years old usually. And I think just like anything, it's going to take time for them to get ultra aged American single malts. But that being said, there's absolutely nothing wrong with a 6-year-old MGP bourbon. Yeah. And I think a lot of that American single malts, like the bigger producers, are around 6 years old, like 5 or 6 years old. I think they're really good. Anything in Texas and Arizona, you're pretty much Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, you're going to have a little bit younger because that wood impact is just ridiculous. And the angel share is going to murder your profit margins if you don't do something about it sooner. Oh, man.
I'm curious, like, even the young Arizona, and then I even saw Jeff. Was it Jeff? That comment. Mentioned North Carolina and Virginia whiskey. Like, I like trying things from all these states to see how freaking different. Like even Arkansas and Texas, we're touching each other.
Yeah,
and I'm telling you, our guys don't taste anything like them.
Well, like any distillery, all the distilleries in Arizona, for example, I've tried all of them, all of the bigger names, except for one distillery, and all of them are wildly different. Given one source is MGP, so not so different. You know, they're pretty traditional Kentucky, Indiana bourbon, but like. The one I'm a huge fan of, the one I'm a brand ambassador for, they do a lot of weird experimental stuff, and then they do a lot of different kinds of mash bills, which I either hit or miss, which that's just kind of the nature of wanting to do something kind of different or out there. And then Del Bach, obviously they do American single malts. We have, what is that place called? Oh man, nope, wrong way. Shit, I can't even see the bottle from here. No, it doesn't matter. They make their own stuff, and they're the ones that I think are decent right now, but I think they need to put a little pep in their step. Hanging AZ. Who makes that other American malt that's just hot garbage? Oh, Bad Axe. My last name is 4 letters and it starts with a K, and I swear to God, you just doxed my last name, and I was gonna come through the screen and slap the shit out of you. But thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm about to tell everyone his last name.
No, I don't really care that much per se. It's just because of my military career. It's complicated. 2 big things happening this year. Keep up the grind, brother. Cheers. Cheers. Same to you, man. Hope you freaking kill it. You're about to hit 1K, which if you haven't, one of my mods, drop Bad Axe link in chat. Go ahead and subscribe to him, and subscribe to the Bourbon Ranch if you're not. But if you're here, you're probably subscribed to him because, you know.
Hey, no, some of these people I know everyone's name, and there's some people, Jeff and Wolf. I don't know if I've said y'all's name.
And if y'all wouldn't mind, drop a Barrels and Barks link in chat as well Northwest. You know, just drop any channel in here's link. Subscribe to them.
I didn't know there were so many nerds in here.
Get it right, freaking nerds.
God.
Yes. Hanging AZ. Santan Distillery. I think the bones are decent. I think they make decent, or their whiskey's not really great right now, but they have a huge infrastructure, and I think they have good people behind it. It's going to require time and learning how to work their shit.
Do you think, because like what he said, their whiskey's garbage, but they make good beer. Do you think these are beer people who are like, yeah, we should get in the whiskey game too?
So,
and then they don't have a freaking clue what they're doing.
This is specifically this is me kind of paraphrasing, not really paraphrasing, but this is what I've been told by other people. Joe, yes, I know. I'm sorry. I'm being horrible tonight. I appreciate you, man. Drop his link in chat as well. Thank y'all.
Hey, no, he's a Marine. Do not subscribe to him.
Freaking crayon
eater. He'll eat all of your crayons.
Yeah. If you want your... It's like, you know, that whole saying, it's like, had your kids, had your wives. When Joe's around, it's like, had your whiskey, had your crayons.
And he's going to eat all of the good colors just so when you pull out your crayons to color, because we all do that, it's going to be like
every day.
the white crayon. And it doesn't even show up.
Yeah, you're coloring on that like slightly off-white sheet with a white crayon. You're like, I can't even notice, man. No, but in regard to Santan Distillery / Brewery, they're in a weird series, which I know this is probably a niche conversation, but essentially I'll put it in the sphere of it's a distillery that is a brewery. So it started as a brewery. They are a relatively successful brewery. Like they got big enough to get into the distillery game. So they've made the transition to distilling as well as being a brewery, which has allowed them to expand their distillery with not just needing to make money like a normal distillery would, because they already have the brewery money kind of influencing that. So they've been able to invest a lot of money. So they got big really quick because they were able to invest a lot of money. That being said, their product isn't really great as of yet because they're so new, and I think their distillers are learning. They have a good team as far as I'm tracking, but I just think they need time and they need age and, you know, training and skills.
Yeah.
They'll be good in 2 to 3 years, bet. Cheers, Jack. Nice to see you.
What's up, Jack?
The screen keeps getting fuzzy. That might be me, man. Oh, no. Sweet. We're not pixelating. Huge win.
I mean, yeah, you look terrible.
Do I look terrible?
No.
I wouldn't be surprised.
No, like you as a person, you look terrible. Your screen.
I know. Look at
flawless.
Going all bald and shit.
Okay, what is this? Day 1 basic training?
No, this is years of stress compounding at the age of 25.
We'll take it.
It'd be like that. Oh, man. Okay, so man, what a freaking tangent.
Yeah.
We literally...
I was gonna say, I don't know if we've even said a word about this.
No, I drink probably like half a dram of the Sagamore spirits before we've even said a single freaking word about it. So this is Trev and whiskeychannel.com, which if you're not subscribed to them, you're wrong. Undo yourself, fix yourself, make yourself right, get over there, subscribe to them as well. But this is their Sagamore pick. I like it. So here, this is going to be another freaking tangent. So me and Olivia, as y'all know, we're getting married. So we're doing centerpieces for the wedding, and Olivia wanted to make it kind of something that was along my theme because, you know, she's picked most and everything that's involved with the wedding because that's how things be going. But she wanted to add like some of my flair to it. She was like, hey, save your bottles. And the second I got this bottle, she's like, you need to drink that time now so we can have that for a centerpiece on our wedding, because she just loves your sticker so much.
Bro, people,
I'm
like,
not doing that
because gonna be like, the heck?
I know. It's like, I was like, because I have a Sagamore Spirits cash strength bottle that I drank over the last few months that is going to be there. And she was like, we need to have that one instead, though, because she's like, I like the sticker. And I'm like, I wish you would have told me that. I would have just put the sticker on the other bottle and enjoyed this bottle instead of butt chugging it. Nah, I'm gonna sip and enjoy this, despite having another one right up there.
Yeah, I have several of these because like, I bought 2, and then I was like, I think I like this more than I even realized. And I went back and bought freaking more.
Yeah, I enjoyed the crap out of that. And then so I bought 2 of these bottles, and I bought the most underrated. So whatever like system you were using, I forgot what it was. I also purchased a bottle of Doc Swinson's MGP pick.
Okay.
Which was the MGP pick that was the most underrated of all of my bottles this year.
That's what, like, dude. For one, the fact you could buy that just online,
right?
Cool.
I know.
Doc Swinson's freaking killing it.
Yeah, but like I just bought it because I was like, okay, you know, like I need to make so I still relatively purchase my bottles based off of content. So I was like, okay, I bought 2 of his bottles. Like I'll have one to drink and then one to kind of like keep around for a little bit later to like compare and contrast and whatnot. So I was like, okay, let's get another bottle so we can kind of, expand our collection a little bit more instead of having just 2 bottles to drink. Despite that being a great call, but I wanted 2 bottles and then maybe another bottle to get the whole free shipping thing. So I just randomly threw the MGP Doc Swinson's pick in there because I like Doc Swinson's. Man, oh man, it almost beat your pick in my blind. It was great.
I'm not gonna lie, some of those picks, dude. Man. But again, for one, all I did was say that's the barrel I want.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate when I try not to do this, but when people make it seem like I did this, I picked this into existence. No, this was already there, and I was like, that's the one. I put that in a bottle and put my freaking face on it because that's good.
Yeah, like
I didn't realize this stuff, these picks, I had no idea that they tasted that good. Like all of them were amazing.
I have one other pick so I have 3 of their picks. I have one that I think is horrible compared to this, one that's comparative to this, and I think I have one that I think is not horrible in the sense of it's bad. It's just it was an older pick, and I think it's when they were growing because it was a dusty pick.
Okay.
Like when I found it at the liquor store, it was 110 5-year-old pick of theirs. And it's hard to compare a 5-year-old pick to an almost this is almost 8. Yeah, it's like 7 and some change.
It was like it's
7 and 11 months.
Yeah, it's basically 8. And that was the thing, like, dang, we can't bend the rules. I'm pretty sure I'll have to get you the exact date. We have all of the info. But yeah, it was
if I remember
close enough that a freaking pube hair would have pushed it over.
Yeah, if I remember from your Patreon post, it was like 7 and 10 to 11 months, where it's like rounding wise, man, you're so close. You're basically there.
But we can't round. But who cares? 7 years, 8 years, it doesn't freaking matter. What matters is if it tastes good. It could be 2. If it tastes good, I'm gonna. But that being said, this is the first outside. So we don't get access to Sagamore here. I got the regular, the cast strength, and the double oaked. And then that was the only experience with Sagamore I've had. So I didn't know they did picks. I didn't know they did all these port. All these
picks are the best.
I did not know.
I still need to do a live with my picks and the cash strength to figure out if it's more worth it to get the cash strength or the picks. But because I have one pick that I think is phenomenal. It's a 7-year pick, and it's a rye drinker's rye though. I don't even know if you would like it because I know you're a bourbon drinker and you're kind of slowly transitioning into rye. I'm more started as a bourbon drinker, and I think I kind of expanded a little bit faster than most people did because I love rye. I think I like rye better than bourbon, if we're being completely honest. And it's so herbaceous. We're going to use that word, but it's very down the rye, spicy, high rye MGP type train.
Now,
it's phenomenal.
That being said, that's great you said that, because what would you say this is?
To me, this drink's like a bourbon drinker's rye, like a low rye. Yep. Is this not a low rye?
I think this is a blend. That's what it is. I freaking messed all of this up. This is a blend between 2 different barrels or something like that.
Yeah, that's what they do with all their stuff. They blend. So here, oh shit, I put a sticker on that.
Me too. I was going to say, I'll just read the back, but it's two different mash bills, one of which is over 8, and the other one was right at 8. Therefore, you can't. We couldn't call it 8. One of them was like 8 years, 6 months or something, and then the other one was like 7-11.
Yeah, so this is their normal cash strength one, and it's a blend of high rye and low rye mash bills, aged 4 to 7 years. Blah 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 blah, a bunch of other bullshit. Either which way, it's from my knowledge, they blend all their stuff high rye and low rye, and then they go from there, which I think it's solid because you need a little bit of sweetness in that 95.5 rye.
Yeah.
Like,
but then
I
to
think,
me, I'm like, and part of why I like this one so much was like, as the bourbon dude, I'm like, that tastes, bourbon people are going to love this.
if you like that, you got to get the rum cast finish stuff. I have this, and I have a cognac finish one. Man, oh man.
Ooh,
They're both
I
phenomenal.
love cognac finish.
This is a springtime whiskey for me. This is going to be my spring/summertime porch pounder when it comes to rye whiskey.
Pounder, that's a good word. Porch pounder.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah. So out of my rye whiskey, just like Texas whiskey, I have like a half a shelf filled with just Sagamore Spirits rye whiskey. And then I have a few that are up there because that's where the cognac one is. And then your second pick because I just didn't know where to put it. And I think it's pretty awesome. So it deserves up there. I'll support you, man.
Prescription bourbon. I wish I had a porch now. You want some porch pounding?
Yeah. I think I stole that term from the podcast, so I can't really fully endorse that being my idea, but I think it's phenomenal. That's like your summer drinking time. You know, it's nice like shirt weather, like 70s, 80s, and you're just chilling outside. What's a whiskey you can drink
on the
then?
porch.
Yeah. Because right now you don't want to be sitting outside casually. Even in Arizona, it's like 50. You know, I need a jacket for that shit.
Bro, that's fine.
No, man. Not for me. Not for us Arizonians. Yep, that's another show. That's a Patreon show. Don't you worry.
That's the OnlyFans show.
Yeah. Man, I really like this though. Like it's a very different profile compared to the other rye I have that 7 years old.
I'm pouring more of it.
Yeah.
I need an excuse to drink it.
I've had a shitty day mostly because of these, which, you know, so I'm going to charge you with one of two things. Either find me a way to buy more of these exact picks or pick another one very freaking soon.
All right.
I'll go in on the barrel if you need money.
We picked a Burai, which is coming out. I don't have a date yet, but it should be like relatively early. Like it's picked. It's just needing to be bottled and waxed and all that crap.
Yeah.
The sticker just got created.
Awesome.
Spoiler alert. It's ridiculous, like all the other freaking stickers.
Yeah, like this one. Are you kidding me? It's like a Halloween sticker.
I don't think it's as good as that one. That's probably the best sticker. But they're always ridiculous. But a Burai, we got the Burai, a Nassif. It'll be a Nassif Family Reserve, not an Obtanium.
Okay, awesome. I mean, I do like light whiskey. That being said, I'm still a bigger fan of rye and bourbon as a whole.
Yeah. We haven't picked a dang bourbon. I'm like, what the piss is going on? I keep telling the guys, like, can we get some bourbon in here for the bourbon dude?
Right.
I can't complain though. Like if you keep sending me crap like this and this, I'll pick more rye. That's good.
Right. Yeah. I was very Dear Lord, he breaks my bottles. I blame him loosely because I put them on the counter. He breaks my bottles, and now mid live stream he's out there barking up a storm.
He's like, yes, I did this.
He's so proud of everything he's done. Yeah, you guys have a small little dog who's not a nightmare. We have a very large dog who is a nightmare.
She could be a pain, but she definitely doesn't break anything. In fact, she'll come in here and like I'll be working or something, and her tail will hit a bottle, and she thinks a demon just grabbed her. I mean, she's like turns around, she's like, "Oh my god, what did I just touch Dad's bottles?"
Yeah, we have one dog like that. We have an Australian cattle dog that was my dog originally, who's like a rescue dog, who's a little skittish per se, who's like a total angel. She's perfect. I mean, she's a little bit of like a mental basket case, but no big deal. And then we have this guy who's a freaking just nightmare. He thinks he owns the world. And
because he does.
He destroys shit constantly. I work from home. I spend about 15 minutes of my day, usually one of my breaks from work, cleaning up something he's destroyed while I'm working.
How old is he?
He's 2.
Okay, so he's in his terrible twos.
Yeah, he's a little bit still in that phase of I'm gonna be destructive and whatnot. But like, man, we have like a 400 square foot little box in our front yard, which is like our outside area because we're in a townhouse. Man, about like 200 square feet of it is just like a dirt patch because we haven't built up anything there yet. He just digs in there every freaking day. It's a nightmare.
See, Willow only destroys. She's very destructive with her toys. She rips them to pieces. Like that is her idea of playing. Is I'm going to tear off every little thing that can be torn off. It's coming off.
Yeah, but you bought those for her to destroy.
Exactly.
Like she can send it on those items.
So that's what I'm saying. For that, I'm like, yeah, she's great. She doesn't come in. She will though. She chews anything. So if I open a box and a packing peanut comes off, it's like this fool just knows and is like chewing it. Like, why do you just pick up everything and just chew it? Plastic, freaking, just anything. If it falls and it's not supposed to be on the ground, she's like picking it up and just chewing on it like a gum.
Yeah, we have a cat who's like a trash addict as far as cats go. Like,
I'm gonna say I've never heard of a cat doing that.
Yeah, this cat will like. So you know that like the little plastic wrap that was like on DVDs and video games.
Yeah,
when people still bought those, like you'll give it that, and he'll just like start chewing on it casually. Eventually, he gives up. Like he doesn't eat it, but he just loves to chew on trash.
That's
like. Weirdest stuff ever.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's kind of like what Willow does, except for she will eventually just like eat it.
Mm-hmm.
But she wants to chew it as long as possible.
Well, like his mouth is about the size of a packing peanut. So I don't think that would go very well for him. I don't think he doesn't eat it from a lack of trying. I think he doesn't eat it from a lack of ability.
He's like, yeah, I can't chew this into a smaller piece, so I'm just gonna give up.
Oh man. Okay, here, wait. Let's at least say one freaking thing about your Sagamore Rye whiskey.
It's
good. Great. Great minds think alike.
No, honestly, like I'm more. Like I said, I didn't make this at all. I just picked it from the barrels they sent us. I'm more impressed with Sagamore. I did not know that their stuff was like this friggin' good, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't realize that they were getting this good. And that was really impressive. Like every one of them, I'm like, this exists? Like people can buy these?
How many did you guys try?
We only got 4.
And were all 4 great or like at least good?
I would say there was one that I wouldn't say was, none of them are bad. But there was one, like, you drink this and you drink the other one, and it's like, that one does not stand a chance against this. And then the other ones were kind of like different directions. One was similar to this, and then one was a different direction. I think you probably would have liked that other one the most. It was like, okay, now that
more spicy.
Yeah. I was like, now that one is like it was minty, just it was like rye.
Yeah. Okay.
Whereas these other two were more like a bourbon drinker's rye. And then the fourth one was just kind of like, it was kind of bland. It was like, it doesn't have really either of those things going on.
That's how my Sagamore picks are, though. Like, I have one that I think is a little underwhelming, to say the least. Like, it's still a good pour. It's like this, but if you took 2 years out of the aging process and you just kind of subdued the whole flavor profile, like, it's still at 110, but it's 5 years compared to 7 years. And like, that has a real impact on it. It's not very spicy per se. It's more like a bourbon drinker's rye, but it's underwhelming compared. And then I have two that are like on this level. I think this one's the better of the two. And then I have that one that's like super herbaceous, but like outside of that one, man, they're all incredible. It's just that one, which again had to be collecting dust on that shelf. And given this is like a $60, $70, $80 bottle, depending on where you are. Most of the picks I see around are like 65 to 70. I think yours was 75 or 70. It doesn't matter much.
I will say we picked the lowest possible number we could pick for it.
Yeah, I think that's what most people do when they do the picks and whatnot, unless if they're like a local store, because some of the local stores have gotten pretty shifty.
Yeah.
But like anyone in the Whiskey Tube community, all their prices are like great.
Because, you know, you got to think, like, we work for people who, like, them doing this is how they make money.
Yeah.
So there is a low price limit. Like, they're like, it's like, this is the price, and anything up above this is all yours.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're like, okay, what's the lowest one? Let's go with that.
Yeah, where it's like your existence or the work you put in is not for nothing, but it's also not like you're not going to be retiring anytime soon.
No. Because like, why would I mark this up to like $100 or something stupid?
Yeah.
You know, like. Yeah,
I happily bought, it was somewhere around $70 or $80. I happily bought two. And the only reason I bought another one was for free, or bought another bottle instead of another one, was just because I need more whiskey to make content. I can only make content off of one bottle for so much. But given at this point I have so many bottles, I don't really need to be doing that. I'm just stuck in an old mindset of like every new bottle is a possible video.
I mean, I'm with you too. Like I walk in the liquor store, I go down that bourbon aisle every time, and I'll see a bottle. And I have that mindset too, where I look at it and be like, and this will be a bottle that's just, it could be a bottom shelfer. And I'm like, how could that be in a video? And I'll just like stare at it and just be like, well, I could do that. I could do that. Whatever.
If it's a bottle you don't have. Like, I know I watched a long time ago. I don't know why I suddenly remember this, but Elijah Craig 1780, whatever the heck.
Evan Williams.
Or Evan, yeah, why did I say Elijah Craig? Well, we've had a few drinks and mostly at Bear Proof. But Evan Williams 1783.
Yep.
Right? Yeah. So I know that was like on your list of bottles of your only 5 bourbons or something. One of your videos I watched, one of your list videos when you were probably about like 2 years back, when I was like barely just starting, Whiskey Tube. And I just finally got that bottle for the first time this year, and I instantly made content out of it, and I haven't bought it back since. Not because it wasn't a good bottle, just because like I just haven't gotten around to it because I've already made content with it. And so every time I seem to be buying another bottle.
You see, and I'm like, I don't know. I guess I used to be kind of like that, and now I'm more like, I'm just gonna drink what I got, and I'm gonna buy what I want to buy,
Mm-hmm.
and I will make a video with what I got. And if like, if you don't like it, if someone doesn't like it, I'm sorry. It's like I don't want to go out of my way anymore to like buy something just to like video it. Because then now I'm like, well, crap, I didn't even want that freaking bottle. And now I bought it and I
Yeah,
don't like it.
that's where I'm slowly seeing myself go more and more too. Like I'm starting to give less and less craps about hunting down bottles, because when I first started, I used to be like, okay, we need to hunt. We need to hunt. We need to find rare limited stuff because those are going to get the views. And now, like, if I happen to get like a rare limited bottle, like just dumb luck, I just walk into the liquor store and it's like, hey, $60 for a Weller Full Proof. I'll be like, okay, here's my money. But like, you're not going to find that.
No.
So
and
just
you
move
got
on.
to think, though, to me, the time and energy to go and get that bottle and then to film and edit a video, like, is it even worth it at the end of the day? Like, how much time did you have to get? How many miles did you drive to get that freaking bottle? Is it good? Yeah, it's really good. But you know what else is really good? That, in that, in that. And I just went to the store and picked it up.
Yeah.
Readily.
Yeah.
And so can everyone else.
Especially when you're thinking about the whole editing a video, like editing a video feels like so much more work when you don't give a crap about the review or the video you're doing and you're just doing it for
The heck.
views, or because, hey, I release a video every Tuesday, so I just gotta like put something out because it's Monday night and I haven't uploaded a video yet. Like,
Bro,
those
if
videos feel like crap.
If you're telling me you upload every Tuesday and it's Monday night and you don't have something, I'm sorry, dude. It ain't coming out Tuesday.
No, mine's usually like if I'm doing Tuesdays, I'm at a minimum or at like the latest possible moment, I'm doing something like Sunday night. I hate doing anything the night before, at least filming wise.
Yeah.
I just don't even care.
I don't have a day. I will follow a trend for a while. Like I'll upload just because I get in a groove of I film on this day, I edit on this day, the video comes out on that day. But then like, I don't know. I'm just like, I don't want to work tonight. Like I would rather go and spend time with Sarah or something. So then now my day is this day, and then I'll do that for a while. You know, I don't want to constrict myself, because then it's not fun.
Oh wow, you know what I just realized? My lights are all off.
What lights?
There we go. That explains why everything's darker here. Man, that's been bugging me this whole live stream.
What light did you just turn on?
That is just another. So I have two. Man, that's too bright now, though.
No, that looks good, dude.
Oh, well, so
look at that shadow. Look at that red.
Yeah. It's so, I mean, it's a little intense for my liking right now, but that's because the ISO's higher on that, and this light is dimmed more than it normally is. Just because I was trying to make it work, and I just didn't even realize it. You know, like I said, I broke 2 bottles before I started this live stream, so some shit was messed up more than normal.
Dude. I like that a lot.
Yeah. So do you not have a light like off? Like, so it's supposed to be, man, we're getting way off topic. Hey guys, this is nerdy video making.
This is behind the scenes with YouTube video creators.
Yeah, it'd be like that. I don't even care anymore. So I've been getting about midway through Advent. I got really nerdy into I don't know. Do you watch Peter McKinnon?
Yeah.
Man, he's taught me everything I know about like film wise stuff. Him and like a few other just random videos. But I watched one of his like old things about the concept of lighting, and I've tried doing his general setup or like whatever, where it's like there's a primary light right here, which I can't totally have because I have a TV right here. So my primary light's a little bit more off centered than it normally is because I actually need to see you. And then behind you, off on one side or another, there should be a light because then it creates this like, this is a little intense right now, but like a glow on this side.
I don't,
and it creates depth.
Right now, I definitely don't have that. I have this light over here, which I usually throw off to the side, and it gives me a little bit of...
Okay, yeah. It creates that whole, like, the extra depth.
And then I have this light freaking...
Right, oh, yeah, you see, that looks great.
And then I just, like... This is totally not actually in my style, but I've actually kind of liked how it's done. I changed all the light bulbs in my ceiling fan to, like, LED lights, so it's like a blue hue. I kind of like it.
So you can like control them from your phone and whatnot.
Yeah, you can just go in and change colors, and that's why when I look up, like the logo up here looks kind of blue.
Yeah,
but I just match the color to like what's ever back here.
Yeah, this seems to be my general vibe that I enjoy, like a little bit of a red hue from this because I originally had it.
Light? That looks red.
Yeah, it's a red lamp. Here, we're gonna maybe destroy my whole setup, but it
yes, let's destroy more things. Destruction. Oh wow, it is just a lamp.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. I can kind of hear you now. Okay, yeah, so right up here, this is, oh shit, the focus is rough because it's on manual focus.
No, it looks fine.
But yeah, I have two, they're really crappy at this point. I really need to upgrade. Man, you guys, please join the Patreon, you know, watch my videos, all that shit, like, helps me pay for this kind of stuff. But these are just normal like lights or whatever, and they come with these light bulbs. And the light bulbs I eventually took out because, so you know, with the shutter, not the shutter speed, the aperture settings. So the faster the aperture, the less light you need. So all my videos used to be like these huge light boxes with too much light in the room where I could barely stare at anything.
Yeah.
And then now I got I'm rocking the Sony 6400 with the Sigma 16 millimeter 1.8, 1.4, whatever that.
It's probably the Sigma 1.4 because that's what I freaking have.
Yeah, so that's what I'm rocking right now. And with that, now I don't need the intensity of light. So I bought all these smart light bulbs to put into my aperture lights. So now I can change things. So I can turn this. Man, we are getting way off the rails here. So the light behind me, I can change. So I can turn this into, let's make it red too. Let's get
nice.
Let's get with the vibe.
Now, is that another freaking lamp you got back there?
Yeah, that's a lamp. And then this one, I can change to any color. I can make it say, you know, that, and then just tone it down.
That looks like the second coming of Christ. You need to change. Yeah, turn that down a little bit.
That?
Yeah, it's like, oh God.
No, but that's, oh, maybe. There we go. Well, yeah, that's pretty much what I've done with my whole little setup.
Not too shabby at all. Now, where are your cameras at? What is that? It's just the camera? Like, is that room dedicated to that?
Sorry, I didn't hear you that. Can you repeat that?
What, like, where are your like, what's in front of you? Is it just the camera?
So in front of me is it's a wall with a TV and a camera
Okay.
directly underneath that TV. I have 2 tripods at this point, so I have, like, the crappy one I started with and then, like, what is this? Small rig that's like an aluminum or a metal
Yeah.
tripod, and I have that one permanently set up where that's like a fixed position. I'm making a video. I'm just gonna leave it here. And then I have another one that I kind of use for whatever the heck I may or may not need. Like I'm gonna start doing little short videos, and I'm gonna do like a weird canted angle for the short videos
Okay.
because I know I'm gonna have to change the camera angle, and I just don't want to deal with because I'm a little OCD with shit, so I don't want to deal with the whole camera height and then the angle of the camera and where the camera is angled at. Like I don't want to have to deal with that because I get in my head like I can see yours is a little off centered, and that bugs the piss
Oh
out.
yeah, it totally is because this is not my
Yeah.
normal setup at all.
Yeah. So like I even for something like this where I like clearly am not caring, I subconsciously give a crap. And I hate myself for it, but I freaking do.
But you know what? It's been
Not a
so
single soul
nice
cares.
not to think about it.
I
Granted,
know,
I
right?
do have like a setup of like a system in place when I do shoot like a video to try and keep it as in line. But this is also where I spend most of my time. Like I have a computer desk and all my computer stuff, and like I do everything in here. So I can't just make this a studio to where like I wish I could just like this is it. This is the setup.
Mhm.
You just show up, boop, do your thing, and you can go work over there. But
I work
everyone's
from
just
home
eyeballing it.
legitimately right here. I am touching my work computer. So I have a desk here and then a desk here, and this desk is normally so I keep the tripod in place and I move this desk. So
Okay.
this is a little like we're gonna get really behind the scenes, guys. So this is a Husky workbench.
Oh, look at that.
And it cranks up. I love this because then you could do standing and sitting stuff and whatnot.
Now that's cool. Mine's just from Amazon. It's a piece of it's fake. Like this is not wood. This is some sort of laminate filled object of some sort
Mhm.
that
I
I
got
just move and put over on that wall.
Mhm. Oh lordy, what is going on? Wrench and light whiskey, always a great time. Yeah, this is what we're doing tonight. We're gonna wrap it up soon here in the next 10 minutes because I got shit to do. But
Yeah,
you know,
I got a new sound bar I gotta go install, and I gotta freaking build this.
I'm excited. Show me some pictures of what you do with that because that's what I want to do. I probably don't want to buy these huge shelvings. I probably want to get something a little bit shorter to kind of like end cap it a little bit out to kind
Yeah.
of
Well,
because I don't like empty space. This shit bugs me right here.
the
Like I
goal
said, I'm OCD.
it's the same shelves, but it's only this high. So this
Mhm.
upper thing is not on this. So it will
Yeah.
these will go that way, and this one will scoot that way a little bit, and then this will go between them
Ooh,
at
that's gonna look
this
good.
height. So therefore, it's still like nothing's moving other than those will go out, and a new shelf will be directly behind me.
Yeah, I hate that you've done everything I want to do before I like do it because I was also thinking I'm like, dude, I should totally do like a little bit of a patch wall and then I could add all the patches I have from like all the units I've been part of and units I've supported. And like I was like, nah, that's what Trev does. I don't want to do
But then
that.
again, that thing's gonna have to move. The shelf's going there. I'm gonna
Mhm.
have to move that off the set. But
Yeah,
I
because
still do that.
I was planning on doing that to fill this extra space right here and shit. Not that that stuff really needs to be filled, but you know.
Well, the problem is when I film it, you don't even see them. So it's kind of just
Yeah.
like, what's that black square behind his head?
Right. I spent so much money. I mean, not so much, like probably like $200 on a branded barrel head. Legitimately, no one watches it because I bought it when I was not filming videos alone, and now I primarily film shit alone. So it's like no one sees it. What's the whole point? Just like I know your little logo in the back, you've raised it up that way people can see
I've
it.
tried to get it like above me so you can at least see it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I was like straight in there and it was just kind of like, dang, you got to show it off a little bit.
This is a huge behind the scenes thing.
Yeah, that was kind of cool though. I don't know. I watch so many videos about like, just like you do about lighting and crap. I think it's cool. And I love seeing how other people do it because like that lamp, dude, it's such a simple idea that you would never think about. I've never thought about putting like a colored light.
Guess what? It's a Sagamore Spirits lamp too.
Dude, you know what's crazy? I have a lamp. I have a bottle lamp.
Is it a Sagamore Spirits?
No, it's rare breed, but it's right over here in my other whiskey corner. Here, you want some behind the scenes? Check this out.
I mean, I've seen a lot of your behind the scenes.
Yeah, look at that. You got the rare breed lamp.
Ooh.
Wine glass. The barrel was what was behind me.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, the shelf's going to go there. There's nothing in this corner. I'll just turn that into like another whiskey corner.
Yeah, I was going to do a barrel, but then I found out how much barrels cost, and there's not really a utility reason for a barrel. So I got a workbench setup thing behind me, like another Husky from Home Depot. It's one of their like workbench toolbox cabinet things where it's like a cabinet underneath so I can put all the glassware there, and then a little like pull-out drawer which I just put miscellaneous filming equipment in.
Dude, Prescription Bourbon says Trev has a Buffalo Trace water tower. I do. There's nowhere I can't put it in here. I have a genuine Buffalo Trace water tower bottle display.
For what?
I'm talking, it's like it's as tall as the shelf.
And it's just like a water tower with Buffalo Trace's branding on it.
You know the water tower at their distillery. It's like a little little replica thing that was in the liquor store. Well, I went in there one day and I asked them, I was like, hey, what do you do with these displays like when you're done with them? And they're like, oh, like the owners or whatever take them or whatever. And I'm like, well, hey, like if you ever want to get rid of that, let me know. Like almost a year later, I get a text from that same guy and was like, hey, do you still want that Buffalo Trace tower? And I'm like, I almost was like, what are you talking about? Because it was so long. And he goes, yeah, you can come and pick it up right now. We'll give it to you. So I was like, screw it. I'm doing it.
You haven't done anything with it because you just don't know what to do?
No, it used to be like for the longest time, that was just like my shipping center. So like the water tower has like the lid actually comes off. It's just this big hollow thing. I put all like my bubble wrap and stuff in there. And then like on all the little shelves where bottles are supposed to go would be like all my shipping supply, like tape and crap like that.
Do you reuse shipping supplies that, like, I don't know, I found myself doing this. I don't know if this is me just being a cheap bastard, but like anytime someone sends me things, like a lot of your packages, you'll send a bunch of like packing peanuts and whatnot. Like I don't reuse a bubble wrap if there's tape and shit on it, but like if packing peanuts, I'm like, okay, well, like I'll just like save these.
I totally do. Like I have
a whole closet full of that.
I keep a big box in the garage, and I try and keep some boxes, but then boxes add up really fast. So I'll keep a couple strategic ones, like, oh, that looks like a bottle would fit perfectly. If I do a giveaway, that'll be great. All the packing peanuts, though, like I dump it in this huge box I got, and I just have like billions of them.
Yeah.
And even that's not enough. Like when I do a big Patreon drop or something, I need more freaking peanuts. But that's at least like helpful, you know?
Yeah. Well, you got a lot of Patreons, so that makes sense. That checks out.
So I'm like, I'm keep all your peanuts. Thanks for your peanuts.
Yeah, like when someone sends something with more than just like bubble wrap, I'm like, okay, cool, thank you. Don't mind if I do. So one last topic. Now that we're on this whole topic and we're way past whiskey, whiskey's good, great. It's great, guys. Keep
Well,
it up.
hey,
Cheers.
pick me a last pour.
Okay, last pour. We'll keep in theme with my video this last week, Maker's 46 cash strength.
Here we go.
By the way, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out all the channels you've showed up. Thank you.
Heck yeah. One of my favorites.
Yeah, this has been one that it's really run on me. I don't care for the normal Maker's cash strength, but the 46, man, oh man. I like this. So B-roll. Let's talk B-roll.
Yep.
That's one of my things for the new year. As far as videos go, I want to get better at editing and I want to get better at B-roll. So I want to start doing more strategic editing, less like, hey, I got to edit this before X amount of dates, so I'm just going to put out a sloppy edit, and more of like a, let's get a little into it. Let's get a little nerdy. That and B-roll. I like your B-roll. What do you do? Because I know we have similar cameras, right? Or do you use a different camera?
I have a Sony A7 III.
Oh, well, that changes literally everything because that's a full frame.
The biggest thing with B-roll, like the biggest tip that I learned when I was doing it, is you need to shoot it in like 120 frames a second.
Yeah.
You need to shoot at 120. That way when you slow it down, it's smooth.
Mm-hmm.
It's not choppy at all. So shoot at 160 or 120, slow it down to 50, and then it's like this creamy B-roll.
What do you normally film at? Wow, this is getting way behind the curtain. Do you film at 24 or
24
30?
For my video. I shoot straight at 4K.
Mm-hmm.
And 24 at 60 FPS. Because it's as close as you can get to the little double roll. And then for B-roll, I bump it up to 120. And I shoot it at 1080. I don't shoot that at 4K. My B-roll is 1080, 120.
Okay, yeah. So, okay.
So all you have to do is just crop it, because when you plug the clip in, it's going to be smaller, but you just do it to 200. Bam, pulls up the full screen. It looks just fine.
Yeah, so I thought the Sony A7 III was like way more advanced than the A6400, but like comparatively wise, like you do the exact same stuff I do. Like I film at 24 frames per second. My shutter speed's 1/50, because again, that's the closest you can get to that whole little setting. And then I film my actual
something's messed up.
I film my like B-roll at like 120, and then what I think it's 250 or something like that. 250 shutter speed. My biggest thing is,
the shutter speed and all that. I just adjust that based on whatever like the lighting and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, I need to fix these lightings or these lights back here, because they do this.
It's because whatever it's your frame rate.
Yeah,
is off. If you need to just screw with it, dude. Because mine will do that too, especially like in B-roll when I shoot it at 120, and then it will look good on the camera. I kid you not, when you slow it down in post production to 60%, it flutters. Ooh. But if you do it the exact 50, it's clear. You just need to mess with your settings. and that will go down. It needs to be exactly
Mhm.
double. Like if you're shooting at 30, your FPS needs to be 60.
Yeah. No, my issue is that the lights, they refresh faster or slower. I don't know what the heck that is than the actual frame rates, because I have the frame rate set at the
Yeah.
whole 24. I don't know.
Try doing a live stream on like 30 and not 24 and see what that does. I mean, have you messed with all of that?
Not too much.
I
I've
would
just accepted,
just set your
because
camera up and stand behind it.
this light is different than these two lights.
Yep.
And this one's solid and these flicker. Biggest for me, being OCD as I am, like, man, makes me want to like.
The lights I used to use used to do that. And I don't know. I switched cameras and then it like went away. So I was like, okay, I don't know what just happened. I'm cool with it though.
Mm-hmm. Man, it is what it is. This Maker's 46 cash drink's phenomenal though. 110, another like 110, 115 proof bourbon that's just like nice to drink.
This is also a bottle that should not be limited edition. This should just be forever.
Is it limited edition? Because like honestly, it's always on the shelf for me.
It stopped. I think it's the market because I don't see it.
Limited edition, but I see it always.
But here's the thing: you might stop seeing it, and then what?
Hey, don't say that, man. Then I'm just gonna buy some picks, because like arguably, I've had some picks that are close enough to this.
True, but this is so good. Like, and you should just be able to go to the store and get it.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
I don't see why this. I think this started out as like a limited edition, but I think now it's kind of more of like a mainstay, or it should be a mainstay.
I think they'll probably see that, like, man, people really want that. We should just keep it like on the shelf. Why would you not?
Yeah. Does the normal 46 say limited edition on it?
No.
Okay.
And they actually switched the bottle recently from that whole debacle.
I'm legitimately, when I finish my weird shaped bottle and I have to buy a new 46, I'm literally gonna just take the new 46 and dump it in the old 46 bottle.
I think I actually have an old 46, and that was what I was planning on doing. But yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's fine, but this is not cool anymore.
This bottle is so much sexier than the normal Maker's Mark bottle.
They did that because, for one, it makes sense to me in terms of just cost effectiveness. The regular Maker's is in that glass. That's our regular offering. Let's throw the 46 in there because it's the Maker's 101, Maker's Cast Strength. They're all in the same glass now. So why not put the other regular offering in the same glass and then make all the picks and stuff be in the special glass? It makes sense to me cost-wise, but it is, again, one of the problems of we were spoiled on having one cool freaking glass, and now you throw it in that crap.
Yeah. As long as I keep one of the 46s, though, good to go. I'll just
keep
on finishing it, dumping it, finishing, dumping it. Good to go.
Wax gets pretty gross, though, after a while.
Oh.
It starts turning like white.
I haven't had, so you're the Maker's, we'll call you the Maker's King, because I haven't had enough Maker's products long enough to like notice or care.
Yeah, that's something I've learned. It turns kind of, and it's like a film, and you kind of like rub it off with your finger, but it's definitely like I don't even know what that is. Maybe
is
just
it the dust?
No, it's weird. It's almost like the film of whiskey when you pour it out and it dries and it just like collects on the wax over time.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to mop my floors because of that film.
It gets gross. And it takes a while. You
Yeah.
probably finish your makers before I have some from years and years ago.
Yeah, I think my oldest bottle is the FAEO2 from 2021.
What? I got RC6.
Hey, look. So, full disclosure, I'm 25. I turned 21 right before I got deployed to Afghanistan. And so basically, I was 21 for like 3 months. Huge alcoholism, all the, bad shit you don't actually want to do for a living. That was me for a few months. And then I got deployed for a year. And then I came back. I was in 22. And then I got into whiskey when I was like 22, 23. So, like, I didn't have the luxury to get all these like bougie, badass bourbons, like when Buffalo Trace and whatnot, and BTAC used to be findable. I was nowhere
Bro,
near that.
I wasn't either.
I know, but I missed out on all those like limited edition stuff. Like my first Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, which is arguably like one of my favorite bourbons almost every single year, was my oldest one is a B520.
Amazing.
Yeah, and that's my oldest one I was able to buy. Not like I haven't killed any of my Elijah Craig Barrel Proofs because I want to hold them. I want to keep them for a while.
I'm trying to think of what mine was. I think I got one of the the 18s. But then I drank and finished it before I even knew what it was. You know what I'm like? Not
Yeah.
Of course, you couldn't know what it was at the time, but it was like I was at that stage to where I drank it and finished it and was like, "Cool, what's next?"
Mhm.
Whereas now, a new batch comes out, I buy 2 bottles.
Yeah. So
one for now, and I throw one in the bunker and just,
That's what I did with A122. Man, oh man. I chugged one of them, and then the other one is sitting in the little parafilm wrap right back there.
Yep. I buy bunkers. In that whiskey barrel is my bunker barrel. So half of its makers, I would know a fourth of its makers, a third of its Elijah Craig Barrel Proof batches. The rest are just random bottles that I was like, I need another one of these.
So, being the Makers fanboy you are, so FAEO2 is my favorite Makers product I've tried as of yet. What makes I know I've heard a lot of great things, primarily from you, if we're being completely honest, about the RC6 or whatever.
Yeah.
Like what separates those two? Like what were the RC cola bottles?
The RC6 bottles, to me personally, were it's much more similar to like the FAE 01 and the BRT 01. It's like a vanilla heavy thing, and I think the BRT, like the 2s, for whatever reason, seems to be a little more chocolatey. I think the RC6 was it was just a different version. Okay. It's not like, it wasn't something so profoundly different, but it was just a different version of that, if that makes sense.
Okay. So it's not like miles and miles above anything. It's just kind of, it's different.
I would say the BRT 1 might be my favorite of date over that one. I would say RC6 is probably 2. I don't know. F8, it's hard. You can do a blind and pick one, and then you think about it, and it's like, I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah, and that's probably my biggest letdown from last year was I didn't get any of the BRT bottles. Like I got none of the Makers.
You missed out, bro.
I am really upset because I kind of started to like Makers around 2021-ish. Got the FAEO2. I was like, okay, Makers had some skin in the game. And then I actually went out of my way to look for the BRT ones, and I found nothing.
You know, the thing though is, man, is if you liked the FAEO2, I don't think you would like the BRT02 as much as the FAEO2.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think the BRT02 was the weaker of the two, whereas FAE 1 and 2, I think both of them are very strong, and it really depended on, am I a vanilla? Do I want the vanilla or do I want the chocolate? Yeah. Whereas the BRTs, it's kind of like, I think the one was way more unique.
That being said, I didn't have FAE01 and I didn't have BRT01. So like, I don't know if I like FAE01, the flavor profile, better than anything. I just know the only thing I've compared FAE01 to is the Maker's 46 cash strength and the normal Maker's cash strength, which I don't really care for the normal one. Love the FAE02, and
dude,
I like the Maker's 46 cash strength.
They're so different. It's like we're literally getting to like ice cream territory. Whereas I don't even know, like, this is just good spicy wheated bourbon. We're talking, this is like ice cream sundae.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, do you want the vanilla ice cream sundae or do you want the chocolate ice cream sundae? Which one do you freaking want? And it's like, can I not have both? Yeah, you can have both.
If you blend them both together.
I will say the FAEs blended together to create the 1.5 was phenomenal. It was like a great little blend to do.
Mm-hmm. Did the BRTs do the same?
No, I really think the BRT02 was more just standard to me. It wasn't special, which is fine. Like, it's good. But when you're looking at like a limited release, you better be special.
Yeah.
And it just tasted like a store pick to me. If that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I get what you mean. My bourbon journey. Cheers. Nice to see you, man.
Hey, what's up, Scotty?
That being said, to bring this whole rant or whatever the hell we've been doing, because I originally planned on talking about a bunch of these, and then we ended up not being able to talk about one clearly and whatnot, and then we tangented whatever the heck. An interesting thing I just realized, we were talking about light whiskey early on, about how it drinks easy for its proof. Not gonna lie, I was just thinking, given this is solely based off of memory, but this Maker's Mark's drinks just as hot as your Obtainium 6-year pick.
Really?
Yeah, like not here, but here.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, to me,
like, it doesn't have the chesty, the chesticles or whatever the heck the
chesticles,
but like it's spicier up here and in your throat than the Obtainium light whiskey 6-year-old pick is. But then down here, that is significantly hotter. But also, I can take the heat down here more than I can up here.
I was gonna say, like, to me, these Makers, dude, like, they don't do much. They don't do nothing here. I like them for what's going on in here.
Yeah. They hit a little spicy down here, and then it goes about here, and then it's nothing after that. Like, there's no, like, lingering feeling or no ever-existing feeling down here. Whereas, like, those, I get nothing down here, and then I get everything right here.
Which I don't understand that. You're drinking 110 proof whiskey. It doesn't make sense to me.
No,
how that happens.
It doesn't. But nowadays, like 90 proof whiskey drinks like water to me. It's uncomfortable how 90 proof is so easy for me.
There's some that I really dig, and it's because I like the taste. Because it doesn't feel, which sounds bad, I guess, but it feels like you're just drinking a soda or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's I just like the flavor of this, and I don't feel like I'm drinking alcohol. I'm just having a Coke. Oh, I'm getting freaking Old Forester 86 proof.
Yeah,
Literally like water.
The ironic thing about all of that, when I got back from drill sergeant school, legitimately, the school is around 3 months long. I couldn't drink whiskey when I got back. Like I went in there being able to drink like whiskey like it was nothing. And ironically, this was the first bottle I tried back
Did
from
you
school.
die?
Yeah, it felt like I was drinking nothing but ethanol. And then I have this Japanese malt, this slightly smoked Japanese malt that I tried that is like smoky water to me normally. Like it's a really good, very low proof, semi smoky Japanese whiskey. I don't want to say really good if we're being completely honest, but it's enjoyable. It's not bad. And like that was like ethanol too. I was like, it's like peated ethanol. And I mean, man. And then now that I'm back on my game, I'm like, okay, hello, water.
Bro, well, I mean, I guess that's just the you just drinking nothing but water and Powerade for 3 months.
Yeah. Yeah, water and whatever weird they don't have Powerade, man. You know that. It's like the weird off-brand flavored
Sugar,
water
man.
stuff. Come on.
My basic training, they had like the soda fountain machine, and you were only allowed to get red or blue Powerade or water. And it was Powerade. Or at least the picture was Powerade. It could have been anything.
On the bright side, drill sergeant school, you're all still NCOs when you go there, or there's some very selective E4s, which I didn't feel like they should have been there in the first place. That's
Yeah,
neither
that's
here nor
kind of
there.
weird to me. Where were they
Yeah.
like promotable and like,
Yeah,
like hey,
like
this school's going on and they're going to be an E5 like next month.
all the E4s who started the school as an E4 were E5s by the end of the school. That being said, like I feel like you need to put in some work before you go to a school like that as an E5 to like learn some shit. Because if we're being honest, by the time I hit E5, I wasn't all that I thought I was. Like you got to take some humbling bows and you got to learn your fucking job. Second F word for the day. Cool.
I don't know, man. That sham shield, it holds a lot of weight.
No, because then you get used to sham and then you understand it. I feel so. Did you ever make NCO?
No.
Okay.
I will never go in the dark side, you little cockhead.
So making NCO is a weird transition of like you used to F around with the boys, but now you have to like get the boys to execute.
Yeah.
And it's a horrible transition. You got to take some whole like you got to go from like I'm some hot shit to like humbling yourself a little bit to like figuring out how to like get people to do shit properly. It's a complicated transition.
Yeah, honestly, it's weird because it seems like a system that shouldn't even work. Because at the end of the day, like if you're my boy and you get E5 and now you're coming at me and you're like, hey, I'm in charge now, it's kind of like, bro, shut up. But it's almost like to people like that, it's like the respect comes strictly from this arbitrary, well, I'm an E5 now. It's like, yeah, but you're still freaking you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it almost is a system that shouldn't work and it does. I guess it's just the mutual respect. I'm an E4 and I know what being an E5 means. So now you get promoted. I'm like, crap, our boy's gone, but like, he's still gonna be cool with us. We gotta play the part just like I think he's gonna play the part, so he doesn't get reamed by his people.
Yeah, it's all like acknowledging once you see behind the curtains and you acknowledge what they're put under and what they need to do, you see it a little bit more clearly and you're like, okay, like I'm the asshole if I F with his crap, or if like I'm not doing shit and mess around just because I think we're boys. You're like think about it. It's like you're either going to do something that's going to help out your buddy or you're going to do something that screws him over.
Yeah.
Like you might not love being told to do X by your buddy, but like, you know,
I think
it's
it just
one of those things.
it also depends too, just on the environment. Like we had, I mean, there were times like when it got to a point for us to where like all of my team leaders and squad leaders and stuff, we were like homies.
Mhm,
And it was
yeah.
like it was kind of like, hey, in public around people who matter, you should play the game and I'm gonna play the game. But then when we're in the freaking striker, it's kind of like, oh, like there's no rules anymore. We're just like the boys suffering in the truck.
Yeah, yeah, like
and it's kind of like, bro, quit calling me that.
yeah, if so I come from a signal background, which in a drill sergeant unit, man, like everything's so squared away. Like there's absolutely no worries. Like everything is like chill because you're all NCOs, so you all acknowledge that, you all understand that, and you just don't F with each other. You get the shit done, but you also F around a little bit because in the end of the day, since like the lowest ranking person is E5, like y'all kind of like F around a little bit too, or maybe not F around, but like make it fun. You get the shit done while making it fun and enjoyable.
Yeah.
So I enjoy what I'm doing a lot nowadays. But as far as like from where I'm at, like the whole signal corps, like it's like, hey, when you're like when Top's around and like, you know, the commander's around, it's like, hey, you know, like let's present a good front. Let's play the game. Let's make it look good. But then like, you know, if we're out PMCSing vehicles or whatever the heck, like we can do the job and F around a little bit. Like,
yeah, it's kind of like at that point it becomes a job, and then like when you're around the other dudes, it's kind of like horse and pony show of you got everything got to be by the book. Put on your pretty shoes, play the game, and almost it's like you're just like, it's almost comical of like how fake I'm being, because I'm like, dude, I hate this guy. But I'm like, I'm just, just everything's just locked in.
The best is when your top is really someone who used to be your E5, so it's just a whole shit show around, and the only time it gets into that whole like dog and pony show is when the commander's around.
Oh, dude, the commander sucks butt.
Yeah, because the commander's
like, first sergeant, man, that's the dude. I was like, that dude scares the piss out of me. And even when they were cool, he would be like, we had our first E8 sucked. He wasn't even an E8, he was an E7 acting first sergeant.
Naturally.
Terrible. I mean, he was worthless. And then like we got he was like a master sergeant somehow in the infantry, and then came.
But he didn't get his diamond? That's like same, but different, but still same.
I know, but like you never see an infantry guy get E8 without like being a master sergeant.
Yeah.
It's just weird. And he came, I don't know if he like shot. I don't know. I really don't know how that happened. But he was cool. It's like he was like, hey, I was one of you guys and I'm going to be cool with you. You give me some respect. I give you guys some leeway and we'll all get along in the middle. And it worked.
Yeah. I mean,
and we respected him.
That's the biggest thing. It's like you gotta the commanders who don't understand their troops are always the worst. Because I've had some really good like XOs or commanders and whatnot, and some really poor ones. And the good ones are usually like the prior enlisted and whatnot, where it's like they used to wear that sham shield and now they have some bars.
Yeah.
And then there's the commanders who are like, hey, I went to school. I don't understand shit. I just know we have this executable, so get it freaking done. Like,
yeah,
the differences are like just like you said, the commanders who used to wear the sham shield, they're like, okay, hey, get this done. You know, like I'm not going to be tripping if I see you guys F around a little bit as long as you get it all done.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
Like,
have some fun.
Yeah, there's certain expectations, and like if you expect everyone to be on like 100% all the time, it's just not going to happen, you know. Save that shit for deployment. You know, like if there's ever an environment where you want to be on 100% all the time, deployment. Any other time, like especially like stateside, it's like, man, we'll get the online training done, bro.
Like, dude, I will go to my dentist appointment. Leave me alone.
Don't worry, my med pros are going to be squared away by the COB.
Leave me alone.
Because you just got to trust people to take care of themselves. Ooh. I'm going back to your SAG pick. Man, that's good.
Yeah.
That's better than Makers 46. I know, Makers fanboy, but like, damn. Sagamore Spruce is better.
I'm just glad and fortunate that we were able to get something so dang good. So I'll take it.
Yeah, how many picks have you done? Because I'm aware of the 3 light whiskeys, the Sagamore spirits, and that's it?
Yeah, and then we just did another Burai, which is not out. But it's picked and awaiting arrival.
Okay. Man, I've officially bought all of your picks, and I've enjoyed the heck out of all of them.
Well, I think we've said this in the beginning is like, dude, if something's not good, like I don't care. Yeah, like, that's not what I'm after. I'm not just putting out a pick to put out a pick. If I don't like something, I'm just gonna be like, guys, I don't like any of these. Like, I don't know what you're feeling. If you like it, go ahead. We can just leave my face off of it. Like, I don't know. I want to put out good stuff. And I'm hoping that the people who are sending us and allocating these barrels to us, like, let's make sure they get some good crap.
Yeah. I mean, especially in the world of whiskey, there's so many YouTubers out there who are doing barrel picks nowadays. Like, I feel like you guys are probably the youngest group that's doing them, but like, you guys doing barrel picks, like there's 1,000 other barrel picks. There's a lot of local clubs in everyone's world who are doing barrel picks. Like,
yeah,
the only thing you have that separates you and your barrel pick from the rest is your integrity or your actual like flavor profile and whatnot. So like, as long as you stick true to like your opinions and whatnot, and you don't just try to release crap to be like, hey dude, we got to fill the shelves with another barrel pick. Like,
yeah,
people keep coming. I mean, honestly, I haven't liked I haven't hated a single thing you guys have put out. So I'm going to keep on buying them.
And we're looking too at getting, there's a lot of things in the works in terms of like a lot of distilleries that might not even have a lot of attention that are kind of getting on board with like doing a pick. Because I think they see it as a way of, hey, this is kind of like a way to get us out there.
Yeah.
But for us to be like, hey, if your crap's good, we'll buy a barrel and put it out there, like at least for our people, and they can go tell everyone how good it is. There's a few things in the lines like that, and some of the stuff I've heard is like phenomenal crap. So I'm like, I don't care who you are. Some of them, like, I've never even freaking heard of you. But if you have a barrel that's delicious, then let's do it.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's about, is good whiskey.
Yeah, good whiskey's good whiskey, no matter who the heck puts it out. Like, it don't matter none. That being said, this is a wrap for today's video. We've been going probably an hour and a half longer than I expected or anticipated to. Trav has to put up a soundbar. I have to go to bed so I can hit the gym tomorrow morning.
God, the gym.
Hey, I'm trying to get back in better shape, you know? I'm trying to.
No, I'm saying I got to go to the gym in the morning too, dude.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to get that shit squared away a little bit. You know, have a wedding in March. I need to get a little bit less here and a little bit more here.
There you go.
Yeah, gotta get the guns back because they're a little bit soggy nowadays. Yeah, I've been trying to drink less bourbon and work out more recently, and so far this new year it's been pretty good. Not that it's a New Year's resolution because I started in December, but it'd be like that.
Off to a good start. It's all that matters.
Yeah. Closing statements. Anything you want to say to the 5 people still remaining?
No, other than I just appreciate you inviting me, and I honestly, I was like, I don't know how long we'll go. We'll just go for a little bit, but I think just talking and drinking and hanging out with friends is like totally worth just the extra time. So
yeah, we went way off. We went way off the rails of typical bourbon YouTube shit.
Dude, I don't even care. I was like, this is fun to me.
I don't care.
People have fun. Drink. Yeah. Pour a glass, have fun.
It's like, hey, you guys learned a little bit about the things we think about as far as camera angles, all that jazz, camera settings. If you're shooting in auto, you're wrong. Fix yourself.
Yeah.
That is all. No, again, Trev, thank you for coming by. It's been awesome. We'll have to do this again sometime soon. Texas whiskey, maybe some Arizona whiskey. I know, man, I keep on forgetting his name because he's a newer channel, but we just met up and I really like him. Barrels and Bark. He was in earlier today. We're doing something similar. Earlier. Yeah, we're doing something similar where I sent him some Arizona whiskey samples and he sent me some samples from where he's from. I've already forgot, even though he posted in the channel previously. Y'all can go back and look. Yeah. That being said, like, he's an awesome freaking dude. He'll be coming on to do something like similar where I gave him some Arizona whiskey. He gave me some like local craft whiskey, and we're going to basically try each other's shit. See how it goes. It'll be a fun time, and we'll probably do something like that again with you. Maybe some Texas whiskey involved as well because I have some really good Iron Root. That I can vouch for Iron Root. I trust Iron Root. I love Iron Root. I have some really good Iron Root stuff.
Well, I'm definitely in. I just like hanging out with people and getting schlammered.
Yeah, I'm a little bit more drunk than I like to be, and this kind of started off the night, and now I'm very toasted because I'm pissed off. So, it'd be like that. But yeah, thank you all for coming in and hanging out. This has been Tipsy Whiskey Shenanigans. Cheers, y'all. We'll see you later.
See you, nerds.